Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the United Way. I wouldn't really call it a big show. I never really call them big shows unless the Glazers are selling the club or something exciting like that. But Ten Hag makes Kane #1 transfer priority. Rashford's new contract. He should get it. It shouldn't be. Does he deserve to get it? It's no question. Rashford deserves to get a contract. But before we jump into this video, like, comment, hit that subscribe button. There was no content last week, which I wouldn't really say I took time off from it. I went, took a few days off. Took a few days off. And yeah, I mean, listen, it's nice to be back. I mean, Manchester United, even I was, what's what I'm looking for. I was active on the Instagram, Twitter, TikToks, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, Ten Hag makes Kane #1 priority. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Would you go for Osimhen? Would you go for that Danish striker? I forget the name of him. Would you go for Evan Ferguson? Would you go for Victor Osimhen? Would you go for Sesko? Who are you going for? What kind of gets you in the humour? What gets you in the humour? Does a Sesko get you in the humour? Does a Vlahovic get you? A Vlahovic? I mean, few people seem to be liking Vlahovic. I don't want Vlahovic. I don't want Vlahovic. I wanted him before. I wanted him before we really got bloody anyone. But now, when we have options, I don't really want it. And obviously, a bit of news about Ratcliffe, this ownership deal, ownership news. I mean, Jesus Christ, are the Glazers going to leave us alone? Are they going to give us a headache? What is going to be the story at Manchester United Football Club? Because every day it's like the guys are leaving. Next minute, oh, hold on a sec, they don't really want it. The next minute, it's what's the next one? Qatar want to overpay. Next minute, Qatar want to overpay. Same with Ratcliffe. It's just spin, 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 and I think it's giving me not giving many people a headache, but it's just kind of like sort it out because you're giving me a headache. So, uh, but yeah, I just want to make sure is audio okay? Because you're giving me. Yeah, it's grand. Right, let us know what you think. Should Kane? Would you put Kane to #1 priority? Let us know. Antonio Conte, would you say got sacked or just left? Whatever. He's no longer the manager. I mean, how long? I mean, I thought Manchester United. I thought Chelsea were bad sacking managers, and Manchester United. I think I was wrong. I think I was wrong because Tottenham. I mean, listen, I can't complain because Manchester United last season were woeful, and Tottenham just. I don't know. Will Conte getting the not get? We'll just say getting the sack. Uh, will Kane be like, yeah, listen, I want to move. I don't want to be part of this football club anymore. Or will he stay? Will he stay? I mean, I think it'd be stupid of Harry Kane to stay. I really, really think it'd be stupid for Harry Kane to stay. Uh, I'm not going to sit here and say I wouldn't. It's Harry Kane. Is he? Does he want? Does he want? Does he want trophies? Like what? Like does he want? To win just trophies for himself. Like a goal. I mean, I think he got he's the top English goal scorer now. Fair play to him. He is a good player. And if Harry Kane, I mean, look at Harry Kane for England. He doesn't need too shabby because he has players around him. Again, he obviously made it to a World Cup quarter final and a Euros final, and he didn't win it, but they made it fair. They made it fair. Rahul says, "I'll take him for 50 million." Well, I'm gonna actually, since Rahul actually kind of reminded me, Manchester United are preparing to make an offer of £80 million for Harry Kane. Is 80 million? Is that reasonable? Is it too high? Is it too low? Or is it just I'll take that? I'll happily take that. Uh, I mean, how much are we looking for Osimhen? If Osimhen is worth the same price, what are we going for? That's the problem. Like there seems to be issues and problems and all that everywhere. What are we going for? Are we going for Osimhen? Are we going for Harry Kane? I mean, if Harry Kane is worth 80 mil, what are we going for? Rahul says, no way 80 is reasonable. Well, that's how much Manchester United are preparing to make. Again, tomorrow we could get Manchester United don't like Harry Kane. They don't want to see him on a Manchester United jersey again. It's Manchester United. You're probably sitting there saying, no, trust me, it's Manchester United. And we just always seem to make not like a shambles, but make life a bit all over the place. So make sure to like the stream as well. Like, comment, that the subscribe button. Rahul's already thrown a few comments in. Rahul says, I would avoid Osimhen altogether. I've seen a lot of people, not a lot, but a few people have kind of said the same thing. I mean, why? Like, I don't know. Is it just, because the Italian league is nowhere near. What I mean when I say this is the Premier League. It's different quality. It's the most exciting league in the world. Not one of. It's the most exciting league in the world. This season seems to be all over the place. Like, there's many teams that are literally, like, I think if you're like 13, 12 place at 14th, you're not far from relegation. Top 4 is still to be decided. You'd expect Arsenal and Manchester City to finish in the top 4. They compete for the title. Manchester United, we should make it to the top 4. Hopefully this Casemiro red card kind of doesn't affect us. Because we're playing Newcastle on Sunday, which, again, it's not going to be an easy game. It's not going to be one of those straightforward games. Because Newcastle are a good team, and we've seen when we played them at Wembley in the Carabao Cup final. Yeah, we beat them 2-0. They came out in the second half, so they know how to play good football. But hopefully that their form's going to dip a bit, because since that Carabao Cup final, their form's been all over the place. But it's not the form where you turn around and say, oh yeah, we're going to absolutely wipe the floor. So Rahul says, if United pay 80 mil, that tells me what we haven't learned, that we haven't learned our lesson. I can see where you're coming from. Let's track back to Lukaku. We've spent a reasonable, not even reasonable. We spent a good bit on Lukaku, and where's Lukaku at the moment? Not at Manchester United. He's on loan at Inter Milan, so his season's kind of a bit all over the place. Rahul also says, I think we should buy the next Osimhen. I want to talk about this guy that we're actually interested in, actually. He's a Danish guy. Who are we going for, actually? I just want to ask this. I'm not going to be insulted because I'm Irish, but, like, who are we going for? I need to find it. I actually need to find the, who are we going for? Who are we going for? Like, who would you get as a backup? Just as a backup. Like, are we going for the Danish guy who plays for Atalanta, Rasmus Højlund, I think I'm pronouncing it right, or Evan Ferguson? Who are we going for there? Let us know in the comments. They're both young, and yeah, I want to do a head-to-head between those two. Actually, there actually is. I actually did last week, and I forgot to post it. I did a Harry Kane Osimhen head-to-head, and I forgot to post it up. Again, people might be interested in it, but I'll throw it out there. See what people think. Rahul says Marcus Thuram and Gift Orban are good choices. Orban is the RB Leipzig. I think he plays for RB Leipzig. Will Orban. Marcus Thuram, yeah, I was watching him. I think he played last night. I was watching Ireland play France last night, and again, I feel like I probably was wrong, because I was looking at Kane as well. Actually, I was looking at Manu Kane for France last night, because again, I'm Irish. I was watching the game. Should have got a point. But anyways, let's move away from that. He made a few good runs, and I think got back onto like 105 mil for Kane. Let's be real here. We didn't want to give Barcelona that much for Frankie de Jong. And probably the same with Bellingham, if we are going to get Jude Bellingham, because I don't know what the hell is going to happen with Jude Bellingham. Do we get him? Do we not? Is Liverpool going to go from City, Chelsea? Who are we? Who are we going to go for there? But Thuram last night. I remember that chance that he got in the chance that he got. Again, I feel like I could be wrong, but remember the chance he got in the World Cup final? I think he was through, and the chance was there for him, and I think Martinez pulled off a good save. A good save. But Thuram last night, I'm trying to think if he did play last night, because France, thing is about France, they have quality on and off the bench. He didn't actually play last night. That's actually very surprising. Oh no, he came on. Thuram came on. and I didn't really see much of him. I didn't see much of him, but I was looking at Kane because we seem to be interested in. We seem to be interested in. I'm not Cole. Is it Colo? No, not it's Colo. I think it is not Kone. Uh, that we like, I was looking at these players. That was Muani. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I totally brutal mistake from me. Uh, Muani last night, like he made a few good runs. I can't. Is Muani? I think we're interested in Muani. Muani. Uh, Jesus Christ. I mean, but then they want 105 mil for Muani. Oh, that was Muani who had the chance. Yeah. So I mean, is 105 million, like, is that worth it? Like, if you're gonna get a Cone in Muani for 105 mil, like, is he worth that? Like, again, he's good. Like, he's a young player, and Chelsea are interested in him. I think Man City as well are interested in him. I'm not sure about Liverpool. Rahul says, I would avoid Ferguson. Don't know about the Atlantic guy. That was, yeah. Bruno the Jesus is a good choice for cam, striker, and wing. Never heard of him before, actually. That's the thing. I like these kind of people throwing these players. See what we can do. Look them up, because I like looking up these kind of players. See what they can do. Well, I might do a show. I'm not sure when, because I want to put the head-to-head video up tomorrow. This one. I want to put. I want to do like a show where, like, everyone just throw players in. Doesn't matter if they're near retirement. Throw players in. We'll get them over there. 105 mil for any player is not worth, even with Qatar. Yeah, that's it. I mean, Qatar. I want to talk about this ownership news because it's been happening a lot last week, and I wasn't really available to talk about it. I want to talk about Qatar, Ratcliffe, and I want to talk about the other guy who, what was his name again? Thomas Zilikos. Anyways, he kind of put a fan bid in, if you kind of get me. I feel like I could be wrong, but someone last week put on a fan bid, and I don't really want it. I might just, I suppose he didn't even really care about it. So I don't want any. I just want. I don't want the Glazers to have a sell. I don't want the Glazers. I don't want. I know this is meant to be talking about Harry Kane and transfers, but I don't want whoever comes in. I don't want anyone. I don't want the Glazers still to be there. I want it to be 100% buy. I mean, to be honest with you, I said it before and I'll say it again. It is not, whoever comes in really just has to do a lot more than what the Glazers done, which isn't hard because the Glazers have done fuck all since they've took over as the new owners. They have done f all, so it's not really tough. Again, they're giving the new whoever new owners are a lot of work to do, improve Old Trafford, whether it's knocked down or the redevelop it. That's to be decided. The training ground, the women's team, the women's kind of team, their little bits, and then basically back to manager. Which, to be fair, the Glazers haven't done that. So, yeah, I want to look up that Bruno de Jesus guy, actually, that Rahul mentioned. I want to look up that Bruno de Jesus guy. What is it called? It's coming up as singer. You're not about to sing, Rahul, right? Oh, he isn't. He's 39. I feel like I could be wrong. Rahul, if you can let me know where the player, what that Bruno de Jesus guy plays for, what team he plays for, because it's shown me a lot of Bruno de Jesus players there. We as fans should not choose between 2 or 3 players for a position. Let's look at 5 or 10. Yeah, that's what I want to do, a show. I want to do an interesting show. Just throw them at me. Like one of those, interactive shows. Because it's been a while since you've had one. It's been a while and I want to have one. I want to also have a keep, buy, sell one as well. And I want to have, say like the options that we have, like Mukola, Muani. We'll even throw Thuram in there. Players that the United Way kind of fan base is throwing us and that you see all over the internet that we're linked with. And we're linked to nearly everyone. Like we're linked to Evan Ferguson. We're linked to that guy from Atalanta. I'm afraid to pronounce his name because I'll butcher it. But yeah, it's we're interested in a lot of people. I mean, we're interested in Jude Bellingham. I don't know. I just have this suspicious feeling that we're going to go back in for Frankie de Jong. I just have this feeling that we are going to go back in for Frankie de Jong. And I wouldn't, to be fair, I wouldn't go back in for Frankie. Yeah, he is a good player. He's good for France. Don't get me wrong. But he plays for Red Bull, 19 years old. Says okay. I want to look this guy up. Actually, I really, really do. Tell you what I'll do. I'll go to fucking transfer market. I want to look him up because Rahul's true in a player that we could maybe look into getting. Bruno, is it no? Is it Bruno Goncalves? Bruno Goncalves? Or no? Anyways, that's why I want to really have a show that we can look into depth because I want to talk about Harry Kane. I want to talk about Marcus Rashford. He is it Bruno Goncalves? I mean, he's the only one that plays for RB Leipzig. Yeah, it is 20 years of age. Yeah. I've heard about Bruno Goncalves, yeah. But then this thing is about Ten Hag. He's like, we're also looking at, Mohamed Kudus, and I'm surprised that we're not looking at other, like, we do need a cam. Like, I love Bruno Fernandes. I really, really do. Like, really exciting player. Yeah, Eric. Yeah, got the right man. Cheers, Rahul. Yeah, Bruno Goncalves, I feel like we should be looking at kind of these young players as well. You know what I mean? Because bring players in that are good, they're young, but you know that they are promising. Like, we've Ten Hag called up Garnacho. Garnacho ever since has been, I can't remember. Again, he's young as well, so you don't like if Garnacho has a bad game, I don't jump on top of Garnacho and like, oh yeah, this or that. He's only young and he's not even in his prime. He has an injury. Hopefully that injury doesn't affect his not his confidence, but his recent performances because Garnacho is young. So we should be and Ten Hag knows how to improve these young players. And again, he's a proper manager. This is why we wanted a manager in like Ten Hag, because he's a proper manager, has experience, but he can these young players that you think have zero chance, for some reason they up their game. Like Pellistri, again, he didn't come up through the academy. We signed him. Then he went on loan to, I think it was a Spanish team last season or whatever. He's not doing too bad. Ten Hag gives these players a chance. He throws them in and they do well. Which is good. Like we mentioned, even like the Fergie days, we've had young players, and Fergie just decided, they turned out to be doing well. I mean, imagine pretty Garnacho coming on in the last minute of a final and scoring a late winner. You don't expect that kind of stuff to happen. Ten Hag can't work miracles. We have to give him proper players. Give him the players he wants. But he can. These youth players, he can improve them. But he said it before. He's not a magician. Like, he's not a magician. But he can put them to some sort of good. Like again, if he brings in say Bruno Goncalves, who Rahul mentioned in the chat, he's not going to throw him in first game of the season. He'll ease them in. He'll give them a talk. The players around them, but we do need a calm. We need a calm because Bruno Fernandes has played nearly every game this season. If not nearly, he has played every game this season. I can't remember a game where Bruno's got a rest. He's probably come off the bench or he's probably came off. He just doesn't have a rest, and I was hoping he was going to get a rest in the international break because Luke Shaw got a red. Big up to you, Luke Shaw. Uh, who else? Sabitzer was supposedly injured for the game yesterday. Well done, Sabby. He'd be flying. He'd probably be flying on a training ground tomorrow. Nothing wrong with him. Rashford was injured again. People are from those nations who are like, I would have liked them, but as Manchester United fan, they're like, yes, these players get a rest. Only if Bruno could have followed, and who else to start? Bloody Maguire could do what he wants. You know what I mean? But yeah. Give Ten Hag his first choice players, not 2-3 choice. Example, Weghorst. Yeah, I mean we've tried to play Weghorst in the 10 position, where Bruno plays in Cam before, and it just hasn't worked. And I don't know why, and I hope we don't do it again. We did it against Barcelona in the first leg, and I think we did it for a few. I think we did it against them in the second leg, but it didn't last as long because Barcelona went the goal ups. But we give Ten Hag the right players the right positions, because playing Weghorst in the Cam, it's not going to work. Not all the time. It can work once or twice, but not all the time. So, Rayo says try Taylor boot for Cam. Never really heard of them, to be fair. But again, this is why we need to have a show that people can throw them into. Like, only if YouTube had like this form thing that you could put in, like, you know, we can have you have a poll. I'd love to have something a bit more, something else, a bit more exciting as well. But again, let's go back in and talk. I want to just talk quickly about Harry Kane. Eric Ten Hag has made Harry Kane his number one priority this summer. Manchester United, Man United CEO Richard Arnold has sanctioned a potential deal. United bosses will not wait until the end of the season before opening negotiations with Spurs. Daniel Levy hopes the manager he appoints to replace Antonio Conte will be a big enough name to persuade Harry Kane to stay, but it's understood Kane will once again push to leave and that Man United are his preferred choice. Ten Hag, first of all, if Ten Hag wants Kane, I'll back Ten Hag, right? I'll back Ten Hag. He plays for FC Utrecht. Probably heard of him before. Sounds familiar now when you say that. But give Ten Hag the players he wants. He deserves the players. Ten Hag deserves the players. The players that Ten Hag wants, he deserves to. Ten Hag deserves the players. I mean, Rahil said it there. Kane will come to United, I feel. Not a bad signing, but a bad deal financially. Again, it's going to be interesting to see how much Tottenham want. Will they want more than 80 mil? Will maybe Manchester United maybe go, hold on a sec, we'll start off, with 50, or will they start with 65? I mean, if you start off with 50, I feel like it's going to be like that scene in FIFA where the fella just stands up and walks out of the room and goes, what's the word? You always like, you know what I mean. It's like that stage in FIFA where you offer, say, 10 million less or 5 million less, and he walks up saying, you wasted my time, get out of here. You know what I mean? That I doubt have in real life, but you never know. I mean, Daniel Levy says he wants a big name. I'm not saying he's a big name, but like Antonio Conte didn't do too bad with Inter Milan. Again, I know it's Inter Milan. And Chelsea, I think it was. Which it's funny, isn't it? Because it's like Tottenham and Chelsea are weird. Tottenham and Chelsea are so weird. Mourinho managed Chelsea, left, got sacked. I think then he came to us, then he got sacked, and then I think maybe had a break, and then Tottenham thought, oh yeah, we'll get him. Could be wrong. Then Tottenham sacked him, and then Conte managed Chelsea, got sacked. then and then he got sacked at Chelsea and told him like, oh yeah, we'll bring Conte in, and then he gets sacked. I'm surprised they haven't tried to go for Thomas Tuchel. They probably have, to be fair. They probably have. I think a while ago I seen a bit of news that they're interested in Tuchel. So who's, if Nigelsmann comes in to bloody Spurs, if he does, just say he does, and then Potter gets sacked, and then Nigelsmann gets sacked, will Potter go to Spurs, and will Nigelsmann go to bloody Chelsea? I mean, Rahul says if Nigelsmann comes, it'll be interesting. It will, but he got sacked at Bayern. I really don't know why he got sacked. I really don't know why, but let's see what happens. Kane is English, England captain, Premier League proven, superstar. He will go for 100 like Grealish. Yeah, I mean, look at Grealish. Shy. No one Spurs, they will push for 100. Yeah. Almost everyone wants Kane, but the price has to be right. I want to start. Let's agree here, right? Let's realistic. Let's throw it at it, right? How much are you spending for Harry Kane? Realistically, if it's Ratcliffe if it's the Glazers who are still the owners, or if it's really Ratcliffe or Qatar, what's the proper price? What's the price you look at and say, yeah, I'll go for that? He's worth 100 million on transfer market. Manchester United seem to be wanting to give 80 million. How much do you think he's worth, and how much do you think Tottenham will want? So how much would you pay for Harry Kane, and how much do you think Tottenham will want? I don't think any good manager should go to Spurs. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why Nuno Espirito Santo was such a weird appointment. And then he got sacked. Remember, we played them, and Ollie was the manager. It was called the El Sakiko, and they sacked him the day or two after. 50 mil for Kane, take it or leave it, realistically, irrespective of owners. So Rahul says 50 mil for Kane, but how much do you think Tottenham will want? I think you kind of said it there in your previous comments, 100 mil. If it was me, I mean, he's like 28, 29. I don't know. I feel like they'll want like 90 to 100 mil for him. But don't be cheeky, but give them like, I feel like just man, I'm trying to go like, maybe you could offer 65, 70 mil. But it's Tottenham. They're not going to let him go easy, and we never expect, whoever, if, even like City were interested in him, and then I think they got Haaland or Grealish. Now, do you want it, again, City was thinking between Grealish and Kane, and they went for Grealish. I mean, they have Haaland now, so you could say they got into jail, but Kane is getting older. Don't forget, remember we got Sanchez when he was getting older. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't think Sanchez even liked us, even when he did come to us. But again, I'm not trying to. I know he's won 5 Champions Leagues, he's won a lot more trophies than Harry Kane. Harry Kane's won kind of, he's won awards for himself, not for the team. So if he gets an award, it's not going to go for. It's not. He's not going to share it around. It's going to be his. Where Casemiro's won team trophies and solo. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say. So, we should look to buy the next Harry Kane, the next Osimhen. That'll be tight. It's hard to know. But I prefer. I think it's going to be either Kane or Osimhen. But like, it's going to be a weird one. It's between Kane or Osimhen for me. Or do we bloody bring in a younger striker? Like, do we go off? If it's between them two for me, I can't see a past them two. I can't think of anyone else. You can think of backup strikers if you want. But someone to be a start like Wakehorse for me, send him back to Burnley. He has to go. He has to go. I love his passion and his work rate, but like work rate sometimes can be a bit low. But his, I like the passion can be exciting. If you want Harry Kane, you should have a team of top quality and players behind him where else he's useless, especially financially. Yeah, I mean, he's Ten Hag's #1 priority. Will Ten Hag out? What'll happen? Like, I mean, will we get him for like 2 years maybe, and then Osimhen will maybe get cheaper, or what? What happens? What happens? It is going to be an interesting one to see what happens. In the next few, well, this summer's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting one. Yeah, I mean, what about Osimhen though? What about Osimhen? It's like Messi, but Messi needs 10 players in Argentina who work for him. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's true. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see like who works better in Ten Hag's game plan. Like with Ten Hag's system, that who works better there, who'll settle in straight away. Again, Osimhen is young. And what you're looking at Osimhen as a bit more long term. Like you get how many more years we get a Harry Kane? 3, 4, 5 maybe. Like how many years? You're getting a lot more. Again, Harry Kane's one. He is a good player. Harry Kane on his day is good, but it's going to be between those and Kane. We're not going to get either for cheap. I just don't think we're going to get either for cheap, which is going to be interesting. Ozil who will surely go for 100 mil, not worth it. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think like it's like we try. It's like remember Declan Rice, West Ham wanted 150 mil or 100 mil for him. What has he won? What has he won? Don't give me this. Oh, he's won a man of the match. It doesn't work. Man of the match, seriously, come on. But we need to kind of Ten Hag basically has to keep his options open. He has to don't be because God knows what'll happen with Harry Kane. Like I wouldn't be surprised, and I know I said a while ago that I'll be surprised if he leaves, but I will not. The more you think of it, and the more you're like, you look at Harry Kane, the more you hear it, the more you're like, I wouldn't be surprised if Harry Kane stays. Like if they make Champions League football, he might stay. If they make Champions League football, which I can't see them making, to be fair, it depends if they do get Nagelsmann. But I think what they have, it's like what Manchester United done when we sacked Ollie. Again, obviously we didn't bring in. They're not bringing in interim, but I think they have like someone else managing them, which is not going to be an interesting one. Smaller clubs would always sell for bigger prices. Yeah, that's it. Carlos Baleba for central midfield. Again, I haven't really heard of these players. Like, I mean, again, Ten Hag is weird. He's not like he's a weird manager, like good, but like the signings are like whoa. Like I didn't expect us to get one last year. Never expect us to get Weghorst, Sabitzer, Martinez, and Anthony are probably the obvious ones. And I thought we were going to get De Jong, but again, I wouldn't. Again, with De Jong, I wouldn't say that we're going to give up on him. I don't think Ten Hag could give up on a player that easy. He still seems to want them. De Jong is a good player. Well, hopefully, if we do get him, well, he probably works in. Well, he played under Ten Hag, so I'd expect him to play well under Ten Hag's system and that. But some people don't really want them because you kind of gave us the two fingers and the summer just gone because we didn't have Champions League football and they did at the time. And again, I love saying it, but we knocked them out in the Europa League. Qualify was literally the first knockout stage of the Europa League. Good luck. Bye bye. Adios. Seriously. Baleba plays for Lanes in League One. Baleba. Jesus. Never heard of him, to be fair. Uh, let's just go through this quick. I want to end the show. This came out this morning. The revised bids to buy Manchester United will fall short of the Glazer family's valuation, although there is still a hope a buyout can happen. Man United have been told to expect clarity on the new ownership situation by the end of the season. Sources say it's still business as usual, although there's an acceptance that contract extensions for key players like Marcus Rashford and the summer transfer window will be impacted by whoever is in charge. There are fears at Old Trafford that the new owners might want to make significant changes to the structure at the club, which could uh, jeopardise the next phase of Eric Ten Hag's rebuild. Ten Hag is keen to build on the progress his team have made and would like new signings, including a top-class striker brought in before the pre-season tour of the United States, which will kick off in July. I'm really looking forward to that pre-season tour. I mean, we'll be playing. We're playing Wrexham, I think. Is it the 25th of July? We're playing Wrexham. I can't wait for this pre-season tour. I really can't wait. I don't know why. I just like. I think it's I was looking forward to the Ten Hag's first pre-season tour last season. But this one, I don't know. Like if we can get an Osimhen or Harry Kane, and if he brings in say 2 or 3 players before we go on that pre-season tour, which whoever the owner is, then hopefully it's someone good that'll back the manager on that. I am looking forward to it. They'll probably more like I have plans for that. We're not going to the pre-season games, but I have a few decent plans for that, and I can't wait. But I'll keep them on the down low for now. You'd expect the usual watching alongs and stuff like that. But I want to do. It will be interesting. It will be interesting. I mean, if I had the chance to go over, I'm gone. But anyways, let's talk about Marcus Rashford. But also, actually, I'll probably move on to Marcus Rashford. I would not go for Bellingham. He liked the post of Liverpool when they beat us 7-0. Yeah, seeing that. Depends on who our owners are. If it's Qatar, then it'll be more exciting in the pre-season tour. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, didn't we go on the pre-season tour with like one signing? If even, and that was only my last year at the time. Did we have Martinez? I think we had Martinez like for the last game, and that was against Rayo Vallecano. I think. Qatar have mentioned they want to buy some more clubs. That is not good. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I mean that's not good either, is it? I think is Braga one? Braga. I mean, fucking hell, like again, Spain, pretty drama after drama after drama. Everything's different. Like I don't know if you want to buy more clubs. That's a bit shit. Like you want to buy us, and then are they getting fed up? Are they just like I heard you're getting fed up? I'm gone. But yeah, I mean, speaking of midfielders, Manu Kone, not a bad option. But how much are we gonna get him for? We are playing Telles and Bay as centre back. Yeah, Telles. Yeah, but didn't we not have Martinez? I think it was for like we played Rayo Vallecano at Old Trafford. I think that was the last pre-season game where Ronaldo put up a post like the King plays Sunday. You should maybe know what I mean. But I think we had him for that game against Rayo Vallecano. So beggars can't be choosers, I suppose, says Rahul. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I don't know what'll happen. I mean, I've seen that news and it's gonna be interesting. Gabri Vega is a good choice for CM. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like Ten Hag will probably go like De Jong, Bellingham and Manu Kone, maybe. I'm trying to think who else we could go for. Like, I love a DM. I'd love another DM. Like, I love Casemiro. I really, really do. But I love another DM. But again, this ownership, whatever news, whoever going to buy it, it's uncertain to know. But I mean, if we can get Manu Kone or a De Jong, I'll be happy. I don't really want De Jong because he kind of, again, as I said, gave us the 2 fingers last summer. But I wouldn't mind to. I mean, he's linked. Doesn't mean we're going to get him. I would also take Mason Mount if he's available. I don't know about Mason Mount. He's kind of form is a bit shit, isn't it? I mean, we're looking at Mohamed Kudus as well. So it's between Kudus and Mason Mount, isn't it? But anyways, let's talk about Mr. Marcus Rashford. Initial talks between Manchester United and Rashford's representatives have already taken place, and more are planned. Sources on both sides insist the process is still in its early stages. Man United and Rashford's representatives agree that this will be the biggest and most important contract of his career. Without imposing a salary cap, Man United want to avoid significant gaps between players in order to maintain a harmonious dressing room. The club sources are hopeful of reaching an agreement that fits into this wage structure. An offer over £4,000 a week. So PSG basically gave him they offered him a big wage. 400 or 400, whatever it was, they offered him, like, that's a lot. Anyways, they offered him, I think it's at 400,000 a week. Anyways, the offer a week was made by PSG to Marcus Rashford last summer. Now that shit. If someone comes in and is offering you that, some players will be like, "Oh, I want that. I'm accepting it." But Rashford, 300k a week. PSG offered 400k a week. Like, whoa, that's a lot. That is a lot. 400k is what PSG offered, and he rejected it. This guy is good, but I won't break the rule. I mean, Rashford last season, his form, like, but then he rejected it. He rejected it, which is good. He rejected it, which is good. You know, it's not like he considered it. Again, we don't know. I think this is it's the first I've heard of it. So yeah, remember when Ollie signed this contract after PSG? Oh yeah, don't I just? Rahul. But again, it's going to be an interesting to see what happens. But anyways, like, comment, hit that subscribe button, be much appreciated. Follow our social links in the description. But I think Rahul says this contract stuff should be done at the end of the season. Will it be done before then? I mean, just once it's done before the pre-season tour is all I want. Rashford stays from me. I don't care. I backed him last season, and I'm gonna back him again. Well, it's not really hard to back a player who's smashing it. Like, his form is unbelievable. When he gets the ball, you're like, he's gonna bag it. He's gonna bag a goal. You just know. So he's a good player, and I'm a big fan of Rashford. I mean, you know, he's born and red. You know, he's Marcus Rashford. He's a good player. Rashford should keep his head down and focus on the season right now. That's probably what he'll do. But Ten Hag definitely seems like he wants to get this stuff done. He seems like he just wants to get it done. But it's Rashford. Like, you know, someone talks to you about his form, he's still humble. Like, oh well, you know, yeah, I still have things to improve on and focus on the games and the team. So, I mean, Rashford, like, he's one of our own, which is always nice to say. You know, we didn't sign him from anywhere. He's one of ours. I mean, also speaking of midfielders, Marcel Sabitzer, keep or let him go back to Bayern. Keep or let him go back to Bayern. I'd keep him. I'd like to keep Sabitzer. I felt like I haven't seen much of him, but when I have seen him play, he does well. I mean, he literally came in to kind of take because Eriksen was injured, take his kind of spot until he returned. And now Casemiro's suspended. He's kind of taking covering Casemiro. But I mean, Eriksen, hopefully he's back soon. And Ten Hag and Munch as well. I trust Ten Hag, but I don't trust upper management. Yeah. Ten Hag, he'll know the deal. He'll know the deal. He'll definitely know the deal. But listen, that has been a bit of a show. I didn't expect it to go that long. It went well, to be fair. It's nice being back. We won't go for long. But yeah, that's been a bit of transfer news show. I'm gonna have not sure when it'll be, but a bit of a show next week or whatever soon about who we should bring in and who we should let go. And just show ideas. It doesn't matter who it is. Even if I've never heard of a player before, we'll get him up on the screen and we'll talk about it. Or we'll give Sabitzer a 1 year plus 1 year add-on choice deal. Yeah, I'd keep him. For backup, definitely. Or maybe as a starter. Hopefully we get to see. Hopefully, we barely. I think 1 or 2, maybe 3 games of seeing kind of the cameo between Sabitzer and Casemiro, but I haven't seen it enough. He came on in the Carabao Cup final actually and did well. I think we pushed kind of Fred up a bit. Well, no, it was with Tony actually. But we've seen a bit of a cameo there for a few. But we haven't seen in full 90 minutes of a Casemiro Sabitzer cameo, which hopefully we see soon. And I can't wait for Eriksen to return as well. I mean, if you almost think that we should have, not obviously for the Newcastle game, but hopefully let's just throw, I don't know, the semi-final. Let's just throw. We should have Eriksen. We should be returning soon. Martial, Garnacho. Hopefully he be back in the next few weeks. Really hope he's back in the next few weeks. I'm trying to think who else there is. I don't know what Varane. He was picked up a bit of a. I think he picked up a knock. So I think Sabitzer at Leipzig would have been great. Yeah, he was good at Leipzig, Sabitzer. But we have players to return, and I'm looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. But yeah, that's been a bit of a show. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Like, comment, hit subscribe button, follow our socials, links in the description. You can see a few on the handles there as well, or the edit. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll speak to you all in a bit. Have a good one.